Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's session on Level Up with Power Virtual Agent. And today we have Yusuf with us today to be talking about Virtual Agent. And he is a Microsoft MVP, and he'll be taking us through what is Virtual Agent and how you can use it. So let's hear from him. Over to you, Yusuf.
Hi everyone. Kindly confirm you can hear me and see me as well.
Yes, we can.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining this section. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So confirm you can see my screen as well.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let me just present this. All right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us. I'm Oluwatobi Yusuf. I will talk about myself much later. But the reason we are here is to talk about leveling up with the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent. So first off, I would like to thank the organizers of this event for making this possible. I always see this as an opportunity and a privilege, for me to share my knowledge with people and also for me to learn. I believe this section is both for myself to learn and for everybody here also to learn. Okay, so thanks to the community leaders, thanks to the organizers, and thanks to everybody, the participants who are here. Without you, we won't have this section. All right, so you're welcome. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. I'm Oluwatobi Yusuf. You can just call me Toby. So Toby sounds, easy to say. And I am a low-code advocate, or I love to refer to myself as a low-code advocate and developer. And as a low-code advocate and developer, I leverage low-code tools such as the Power Platform, which Power Virtual Agent is one of, and we're talking about today. I leverage that and I advocate, I empower people with that skill set on how to leverage this to improve themselves, increase their productivity and their efficiency at work. I'm also a Microsoft MVP, and also I lead the business process reengineering team at my present place of work. And basically what that team does is we improve and we streamline the business processes to increase efficiency and productivity. So in simple terms, what I just simply do at my place of work is I look out for the pain point in my business or in the work, in the business, and I try to leverage local tools, especially the Power Platform, to solve those problems. All right. So for the agenda for today, I would like to carry us first through the digital movement in the 21st century. And due to the digital movement, there has been a kind of issue or challenge that has been up. And I will then talk about the solution to solve that. Then I will talk about the other things, getting started with low code, and we'll then go on to do a live demo with the Power Virtual Agent. I'll take you on how you can start using it. The account, you need in particular a developer account. I'll talk about that. Then how you can start leveraging it. Then I definitely can't teach every single thing about this technology today, but I can do a little bit of justice to the fundamentals so that you can now go on and build from there and improve yourself. Okay, so moving to the first thing we have on the agenda, like I said, I was starting off with the digital movements, and you can all agree with me. Presently, I'm in Nigeria. I reside in Nigeria, and I am based in Nigeria, to Lagos to be precise. And I'm speaking to a lot of people from different places. I believe audiences from we have audience from Morocco, from Nigeria, from India, from Ghana, different countries, and I'm speaking from Nigeria. Now, just to speak on the digital movement we've had that time when things were being invented to when things were innovated. What I mean is, I believe we all know a little bit about the history of the Stone Age, where things were done with stones, with stick, and to light a fire you needed two stones, right? To light a fire. Then we moved to an era where technology began to come in. There was still an era where I want to pass this kind of information. I want to pass this kind of section. All of us would have needed to gather in a place and would have needed to travel down to that place for us to have a way of passing information. So this is just to let you all know that technology evolves, right, from different ages, and it keeps evolving. And as it evolved enough, it will still keep evolving. So there is no end to how technology will keep evolving. It will keep evolving. So there was a time when a section like this, everybody needed to be gathered in a physical room, in a physical environment to have this kind of section. But now we don't need that. Each of us can sit at the comfort of our homes and have a section such as this. So moving on, we had a time where there was post letter and all of those. You wanted to send an information, you need to go to a post office to post your letter for it to be sent. But right now, once you wake up, once an information clicks or drops on your mind, you can just jump into any of your social media or communication tools on your mobile phone and pass the information, and the information moves to whoever the recipient is immediately. And what this means is that things have become more seamless, efficient, and you don't have to waste your time, you know, waste time, you don't have to waste money and all of those to travel to pass that same information. You can just pass from your digital device at the comfort of your home. And now I do tell people something, because there was a time I want to pass an information and I had to travel to pass the information. Compare it to this time where once I have that information in my head, I can just pick up my mobile phone and send that same information to the recipient. Two things have happened. I talked about the efficiency, you do eh, the loss of time that have been taken off. So you're more time efficient, you are more productive because you can do other things without time instead of traveling. But one thing I would like to ask is, have the information you are passing been diluted? Or has the quality of the information been taken off? And the big answer to that is no. No. Because there was a time where someone wants to pass an information. In those days, they would have to travel and pass that same information. And coming to this age where I can just pass the information directly from my bedroom or from the comfort of my home, because it is easier and better for me to do it now. The quality of the information I'm passing is still the same. So what I'm trying to talk about here is, because what I'm talking about, the solution I'm talking about is something that seems simple. Some people do ask that question that uh, because this thing is something that even a normal user, someone that is not in the tech space, can leverage, doesn't it affect the quality of the work? And my answer to you right now is no. Because something is easier, better, more efficient, it doesn't mean it dilutes the quality of what you're passing. It just means information technology keeps evolving to make things seamless for us to do. So, and now, we've passed an age where technology has come and it has evolved. We have machine learning, we have, artificial intelligence and things like that, automated systems everywhere coming in. Now, moving on to this new era, what do we expect to see? That is more like the second wave of innovation. At this era that we are now, we're looking at the decentralization of systems, and I will also speak to points one and point two together, democratizing or decentralizing skill sets. And what this means is that there was you can agree with me that anything that has to do with building applications and solutions goes to the IT department of an organization. But those days are beginning to move on. We are evolving from that time. So what that means now is, even as a normal um, human resource personnel, customer service agents, a little knowledge about improving yourself would give you edge over others. And what do I mean by that? Now, you might just need a simple a simple tool for you to collect information from your customers. You don't have to go and start meeting the IT department that, oh, I need to build this, I need to do this. It's just it's a quite simple application, there's a quite simple tool you can leverage. So you yourself, even though your task or your primary role is not a technical role, they expect you to have some little, touch of technical skills that gives you edge above others. And this just let us know that you are moving from that era where all dependency on technical issues all relies on the IT departments. Now, even basic, normal or non-technical professionals can begin to learn some tool sets that can make them, efficient at what they do, so that they don't have to depend on IT. And mind you, this doesn't eradicate the IT department. No, what this just means is that there are the pressure on the IT is now reduced. Right now, if you go to different organizations, you see that the IT team is being tasked with a lot of things. And you'll be surprised that some of those things are very simple tools, or you can leverage some simple applications that even a non-technical person can just use. But because they all believe that, oh, this is IT tax, and I don't have the skill set, I don't know how to program, all of these just sit to the IT, and the IT is overwhelmed, with tasks. So, but coming to this new era, we are looking at, oh, how can we move some of this pressure from this IT to every single person? You want to analyze maybe a survey that comes from your customers. You don't have to wait on IT to do that. You can leverage some simple tools out there, that help you. One good example is a Microsoft form that you can send out. And once they fill the Microsoft form, directly on the Microsoft form, you will see an analytics view of all of the responses. Oh, how many people, reacted positively to this survey? How many people reacted negatively? And you can now make a better data-driven decision instead of waiting on IT to deliver that after the pile up of tasks. Another thing we'll be looking at in this area is speed of delivery. Now you might need to do something and they need it as quick as possible. Now somebody that needs to now start doing those things manually will take maybe up to 2 days doing that same task. Meanwhile, someone who has, like I said, no coding background, but knows how to leverage some of these simple tools we have there, can deliver that same task in a couple of minutes or a few hours. Definitely that person will be rated higher when they're giving, staff of the year, employee of the year, or other things, because the person can now deliver quickly, and not because the person is better off. Maybe in a way, the person is better off, but it's because the person has been able to learn those non-programmable technical skills that keeps the person ahead. And that definitely will also lead to increased productivity. So what that means is leveraging all of these tools will help you improve your productivity. And now this is just a statistics of the job growth that is believed to come in this new age. So this is just to let people that are here, I believe we have professionals, we have non-technical and technical professionals. So just let you know that there will be increase in demand for this, for these skills. And mind you, you don't have to leverage code. That is, this is a low code or no code, So, and now speaking about the challenge I talked about, where we need non-technical staff to start building tools, building applications, simple applications, and not depending solely on the IT. What can solve this problem? And that takes me to the next slide, which is low code. Low code basically is the solution. With low code, even the non-technical staff, you don't have to go on and start learning programming language. Low code allows you to just start building. We'll build a chatbot, and without having to start coding, you can just create something, and it's helping you, improving your productivity, improving your efficiency, and making you deliver quite on time. And people ask me that, okay, Toby, you talked about the low code. Why the Power Platform when you're talking about the low code? And it's very simple. Microsoft have the most complete suite of application, right? And when I mean that, we have they have the front end that's talking about the tool for collecting information. They have the back end, they have the data source integrated. They have the analytics part that shows the visualization of every single information that you've gotten. And all of this, like I said, without coding, you can leverage these tools without having to code. And mind you, you know how to code. Is this also for you? Yes, it's also for you. There's a way to extend those tools. Yes, we have them for the basic users who don't, understand coding and they really find coding, difficult. They can just jump on it, leverage it, build a simple applications for themselves. But also for those who can code, there are parts where you can come in and extend it, make it a more professional tool. That's why you're a developer. That's why you code. But for those who don't code, it's also a tool. In short, it's immediately for you to leverage, to build. And Microsoft has, like I said, they're also the leaders in this industry. So most organizations already leverage a Microsoft tool, maybe like an Excel, a Word, and you already have a kind of license to some of these tools without you knowing. It's just for you to leverage this tool. Okay. Yes. All right, so moving on. So I mentioned low code as the solution and Power Platform as the leading technology in this, or the leading tool in this part. And under the Power Platform, you have the Power Apps, which is for building low code applications. So those applications you see out there, instead of building everything from scratch, you can just leverage the Power Apps to build them. You also have the Power Virtual Agent. And Power Virtual Agent is for, you also have the Power Automate, right? That second one, Power Automate. Power Automate is for building automations, automating systems. You want to collect the response from 5,000 users, and you want to send all of those response to a particular database, and maybe do some other manipulations around it. Power Automate is your tool. You can easily automate those responses when they are being sent, put them, and now do all of the things you want to do, leveraging the automation. You want to ease, the stress of having to go up and down with a sheet of paper trying to get an approval. You can use Power Automate such that once the approval click, the signature is appended and it move on. So Power Automate, helps you in automating a lot of these processes. Power BI is quite popular. It's actually the first among the five that was brought in, and it's used for data for analytics and visualization of your data. Power Virtual Agent, which is the main reason why we are here, is for building chatbots. We'll talk more about this one. We'll move on. Then Power Pages is the newest. It came in last year, and just like your Power Apps, while your Power Apps is for building low-code applications, your Power Pages can be likened to building low-code websites, to interface with external, customers or audiences, audience rather. So we have your Power Pages. Then what you have below are just the add-on. They're not the Power Platform, but they're add-on. Database is the data storage for the tool, but you don't have to leverage it. So a lot of people already have their data storage somewhere else, maybe Oracle, SQL, and the rest. You can connect them, and that takes you to the data connector. Connector allows you to connect with any other tools we have out there. And when I joined, it was roughly 750 plus connectors. What's that? Today, we have over 900 plus connectors. And this is just to let you know that this tool keep improving, keep increasing. People keep, adding on to this. And you have a tool, a legacy app, an app that sits within your organization that is only your organization that have it, and you want to connect to that application, leveraging one of these tools. You can go and build your connector. So this is where you bring a pro developer and it helps you build your API. So connector is more related to an API. So just like I'm using Microsoft Teams to communicate to everybody from Nigeria to India to Morocco to Ghana. Connector APIs are what applications used to connect to each other. So, and in Power Platform, your API is wrapped around what we call a connector. So like I said, we already have 900 plus. That is, they are built there. All you just need to do is click on them and use them. That's all. But if you don't have a connector for it, so they are trying to use, you can then bring a pro developer to build an API and you bring it in. Then AI builder, like we all know, AI is the new thing, artificial intelligence. AI Builder allows you use all those AI capabilities within your tool without having to code. So I'm sure you know to start leveraging things like object recognition, text extraction, you have to start coding, a lot of Python script and all of those to leverage those things. But with the Power Platform, they already exist. You can just leverage them. So now moving on to what we have for today, which is the Power Virtual Agent. Now, the Power Virtual Agent, like I said, is a chatbot. And if you don't know what a chatbot is, a chatbot can be likened to um, I believe a number of us know about our customer, our service providers. Here in Nigeria, the popular one we have here in Nigeria is called MTN. I actually don't know the popular one in other countries, but there are sometimes you have issues with your service provider and you call. So there are times you have issues with your service provider and you call to ask or to make inquiries on how to fix the challenge you're having with that service provider. And you'll be surprised that in a day, over 20 to 30 customers can call the service provider for a particular question, that is to make the same inquiry. So they want to make an inquiry. So the first customer one, calls the customer service agent in that service provider industry to make the inquiry. Customer 2 calls again and asks the same question. Customer 3 calls again till customer 20 calls for the same question. Now, the customer service agent answering a question over and over and over again doesn't sound logical, doesn't sound efficient. You can leverage the chatbots where your customers can go on, ask those questions or, and the chatbot, because it's the same question, it has the response, it has the answer. It can feed back your customer the answer, the information it needs. So that's basically what the chatbot does. So, and for those issues that, these are peculiar issues that we didn't, originally counter for or imagine it to happen, or things like that, you can now escalate. So the chatbot also allows you to escalate, that is move or transfer that particular issue to a agent to take it on. But for the basic ones, basic informations that they need, your Power Virtual agents or your chatbots can answer them. And without have a chatbot, like I talked about, the Power Virtual Agent is for building that chatbot. And mine is a low code, no code chatbot. So it depends on how you want to leverage it. So you can do for this section, I'll be targeting, like I said, building this without putting code, without using code. And one good thing about this is it's 24/7, right? It sits every single day. It's while the customer service agent might need to take shifts or break, you can just have a chatbot that does that job and it's always there, and just allow your agent take on more technical issues or more complex issues. You can engage with customers. And what makes your Power Virtual Agent stands out? So although I have this itemized things to talk about here. First, anytime, like I said, 24/7, your customer can interact with the chatbots. You can leverage all of this. Like I said, it's at low costs. So you don't have to start, spending a lot of money calling a developer, building this, building a framework, building the source code and all of those. You can just leverage the local tool and build. You can interface with other things. So yes, Power Virtual Agent is a Microsoft tool, but you can see it can interface with your chat and with Slack, with Facebook. These are non-Microsoft tools. You can also, put it on your websites, integrate it to your website too. It has, okay, intrusive design. You can design it the way you want to see it. So what you see is also what you get. It has powerful AI capabilities, which we will do. Then it can connect with over 300 services, the chatbot. And one good thing I do itemize is powerful analytics, because this is key for me. And when I talk about powerful analytics, now, if you're not able to make sense of a tool or make a tool better, if a tool doesn't make your business better, to me, I don't think that is valuable enough or has value. Apologies. Please can you confirm you are hearing me? Can you send me, please? Oh, okay. Please, am I still here? Can drop in the chat section. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. All right. So when I talk of analytics, now your customer comes and interacts with this chatbot. It asks a particular question, 50 times in a day. To be sincere, that means there is an issue. The fact your customers are coming to ask a particular question 50 times in a day means there's an issue with that. So this chatbot also, level power virtual agent, it takes all of those things, all of this information and makes a powerful analytic view for you, to show you that this is the customer, and this is the question, the most asked question, number of times it asked that question. Okay, these are the questions that we asked, and the customers weren't satisfied with the answer. So, all of this allows you make better data-driven decision. If a customer is coming to ask over 50 questions in a day, you can always come back and, work on that particular issue. You can always go back and work on that particular, item that the customer is talking about. And if a customer is not satisfied with the question, then you can always go back and work on how can we better respond to this question? How can we, work around these services? So all of those analytics makes you make a better data-driven, decisions. And with that, I'll just go straight to the Power Virtual Agent, how you can create it, and we can just go on. So all of these trigger phrases, conversation node, I will talk about them in Power Virtual Agent environment. So I would just, yeah. So I have my Power Virtual Agent opened. Well, for the sake of this class, to go to your Power Virtual Agent website, I don't advise people to cram. So I most likely, or most times, will type Power Virtual Agent, like a Google search. And once I type my Power Virtual Agent, I click on the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent on the top. And with that, I just sign in. All right. So actually, the website is this this is the website, web.powerva.microsoft.com. A lot of people might not be good with storing or memorizing URL. So that's why I put the way I showed you. So you can also, put that here. And with that also, it takes you to the same page. So that takes you to your home page. Now for first timers, if this is your first time, it will definitely ask you to sign in. I've signed in, so it's not asking me to sign in. It has signed into my environment, and you can see my name Oluwatobi, showing my different environments. So this is, we can talk about this much later, but this is just the home page. And for first timers, like I said, you'd have to sign in. And if you are wondering, what do you sign in with? You sign in with a Microsoft developer account. And the account is just like your normal Gmail. And this is what it looks like. Mine is oluwatobi@oluwatobi.onmicrosoft.com. If you work in an organization, you can just go on and sign into organizational email. That will go through as long as you have an office license. But for those that don't have all of this and that you just want to learn on your own, you can go on and open a Microsoft developer account. And it's quite simple to open that. So it's very similar to how I did this. For Microsoft, for that, just go to your Microsoft 365 developer account, or you can just type Microsoft developer account. So it's just like opening your email. So once you click on the first one, the first option that comes up, Microsoft developer account browser. Then once you click on the first one, it takes you through the process. It's like opening your normal, email account. So you click on the join now, and it takes you to all of the various steps and open the account. So once you open that account, you can now come in and sign in. So once you have the Office account, But if you have a Microsoft developer account, you can just sign it direct. But if you don't have, you can go through what I just showed you. So and once you have that, you can come in to create. Then if you've created before, like myself, and you come to chatbots, you see the chatbots you've created previously. So this is one I've created. These are three different chatbots I've created. We'll go on and create a new one for this particular event. So I'll go back and create. And now you're asking, which of these two do you pick when you're building? For now, I advise you start with this. All right, thank you. So for now, I advise you start with this, build for production. Now, the difference between these two is this is what is generally available. That is, if you build on this, you can integrate this with your website, on Facebook, on Slack. You can publish this as long as it's completed with the required license. So you can publish this. But for this is still in preview. In preview means they're innovating it, right? There are new things they've added, but it's not allowed to move out. That is, you cannot integrate this with your website yet because it is not, they call it generally available. It's not available for production. It's not available for the public. So why it is here is because they wanted to test it. They wanted to use it. They wanted to, leverage it. And if you have issues, you can always complain. But it is not for production. But very soon it's going to be released for production. There are a lot of innovations Microsoft have done on this, new things. But for now, we're keeping it simple. So build for production. You have to give your chatbot a name. So let me name my chatbot after our section. Level up with PVA. Then you have to give it your language. So if you are not English speaking, you have numbers of language you can leverage here. So, but I speak English, so I'll leverage English. Then I'll go on to create the chatbot. Now, this go on to create your chatbot for you. The framework, like I said, all of the cost you have spent on getting a framework and all of those, it's been taken off. You just go on and you create. So it has created a bot, and this is what the interface looks like. All right, so still coming up. And if you look by this, let's fail here. You can I close this a lot, but I'll leave this open for now since we are, we have beginners and all of those. So overview just simply shows you every single thing you have. So it's going on to build it. So this just takes few minutes. And depending on your network, to be sincere, so depending on your network, it just takes a few minutes because it's creating every single thing about the chatbot. It's creating the framework for you. It's creating the topics. There are some default topics you have. Now, for example, your customer comes into I'm sure you know that if you come to a chatbot, or for example, I've used chatbots of different banks. Some banks in my country have chatbots and I've used them. The first thing that comes to my mind is, hi, hello, what's up? So all of those greetings have been created for you by default. So you don't have to start configuring all of the fundamentals, So that's what this bot was actually doing. That's why it took a bit of time. It was creating all of those. And if you can see on the top, try the new Power Virtual Agent Studio Experience now in preview. So like I said, this is taking you to that other one. But for now, we'll neglect this. Okay, so overview simply shows you every single thing about the bot, the overview of everything in the bot. Now your topic, I like in topic to be like a conversation, node. This shows you topics from start to finish. And like I said, it has gone on to create some for you by default. For example, let's look at a very popular one, which is the greeting. Now I've clicked on the greeting, and the first thing you see, and like I said, each of these are like conversation mode, right? Like from the beginning of the conversation to the end of the conversation. Just like customer, comes and, oh, good afternoon, you reply good afternoon. Then you might now go on with, how can I help you? all of those are different conversations you're having. So from the beginning to the end are like, you just had a conversation with that particular person. So that is what each of this is likened to. And then I clicked on the greeting. So greeting is something that is very basic. People come into the best way people start a chatbot is by greeting. Hello, hi, who are you? Just silly questions such as that. So that has been configured for you by default. And the first thing you see in a conversation in a topic is what you have as a trigger phrase. That is, you come to your chatbot, it shows you type a message. Something needs to kickstart, something needs to trigger, something needs to initiate the conversation. Right. So, and at this moment, the customer is the one initiating the conversation. You want to know what the customer wants to. The customer can start with an I, with an hello. And once he type this, you will see how it comes and starts showing all of this. And let's practice, let's leverage that. So track between topics. What this means is that show me how this conversation is going. I'll show you how that works. So let me just come in here and I'll use A, for example. Exactly. So this is what this tracking between topics has allowed it to tick that, oh, this is what is happening, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. And you can see on the board, I am a virtual agent. I can help with your account questions, all of this. And one good thing about this is that you can always edit what is here. So let's give it, let's go in and make some changes. And like I said, these are basic ones. These greetings already, this is what people start with. So you don't have to start building all of this. You can just go on and talk about maybe a particular product you want to talk about, or most most times people leverage what we call frequently asked questions. That is questions customer come to ask a lot of times, so they can just come and have that kind of conversation, create it as a topic and put it within the Power Virtual Agent. So we are going to create one from scratch, but let us make changes to this to show you that this is what you can also change, or you can also leverage. Okay, so once you start the conversation, it says, I am a virtual agent. You can just come and say, oh, hi, um, um, Lara, Clara, I can help you with, let me say, um, okay, let's just delete this. So just want to keep it, just want to edit it and show you that it's, yeah, I can help you with your order. Yes, sorry. Yeah, so I can say that it also has that, leverage all of those things like corrections. So I am Lara, I can help you with your orders and more. If you would like to speak to a human, service, let me know. How can I help you, or what can I help you with today? So let's just change this to how can I be of help? Can I be of help? And make sure you save, please. Save. So it's only when you save that all of those changes happen. And once you saved, you see a notification on the top that it has been saved. And let's try again. Let's use another like good morning. The same thing, but now you see it has changed, right? You have, I am Lara. I can help you with your order and more today. If you would like to speak to a human agent, let me know at any time. How can I be of help? So you see how we're able to change, things like that. So these are basic ones because there are things that often occur. So so we have that. Then the next thing we have, and we're going to create a simple topic, just a simple one. Okay, so the next thing we have is entity. And now entity, when you talk about entity, you're basically talking about yeah, things like this. Let's pick your city, for example. Now you can ask your chatbot that um, or you can ask the customer using your chatbot that kindly mention your CV, sorry, which city are you from? And the customer now goes on to type, I am from London. Meanwhile, another customer just typed London. We both know that I am from London is not the city. Like I am from London, that's not, all of them is not the city. London itself is what the city is. So entity allows you pick, that term that you need from all of those information that is being passed. So depending on the kind of entity you pick, country or region, so instead of picking all of the information the customer has written there, it picks that particular information you're more precise about. So that's what entity does. It picks that information that it needs. It's not after the whole information. Then I talked about the analytics, and this is just a view of how the analytics looks like. So you can see quite a simple a view of the analytics here. So this is coming up, and like I said, it's quite powerful. You can also filter down by you can filter down by time. So at the moment, I just built this chatbot. So a number of the analytics you'll be seeing there will definitely be on zero because I built it and I've not deployed or published it. So this is the analytics view. And like I said, you can even filter down. And the other things you can leverage here, customer satisfaction, sections, billing, and different things like that. So yeah, I would really love you guys to play along with this. Okay, so then moving on to publish. Now I told you that you can publish your bots, right? So we've not done much here. So, but each time you build, you need to publish. So I've not published this. So I can just go on and publish. So publishing means push it out. You're done with it. Just push it out. And you might be asking that, okay, can I go back and since I push it out, can I go back and make updates? Yes, we would actually go back and just build a simple topic around this and would come back and push it out again. So publishing, because this is the first time, so it will be pushing out the whole content. So this takes a bit of time. Sorry, a little bit of time. So and you can publish
I'm sorry,
to
Yusuf, to interrupt
yeah.
you, but
All
you're
right.
not sharing your screen.
Oh,
Uh,
just a minute. You're not seeing my screen. Okay. Please let me know when you're
now,
seeing the screen.
yes, it's able to see. Yes.
Apologies. I guess must have been maybe network or so. Apologies. Okay, so I was talking about publishing and this push it out there. And you can publish to other channels. So you can click on go to channels. These are third-party application you can push out your bot to. Facebook, Skype, Telegram. These are ones that are already integrated. So these are the ones that already exist in the system for you to push it out to. Any other one outside this, you might need to now bring in, um, a developer to help you with all of those deployments. So, but at the moment, and like I said, this is still growing. In the new one, there have been some improvements. So they keep evolving this and moving this on or improving on this. So now let's just go back to our topic. And these are simple topics you have here that you can leverage on or you can learn from. One thing I advise is to turn it off. And the reason I turn this off is so that you don't have collision. So this starts with each of these things starts with a trigger phrase that is, I must say something. And based on what I say, then that topic should trigger. So if you don't turn it off, some of the things you might use for your own practical business might already um, exist here. So when the customer is clicking and asking that question, is having conflicts. It's showing him, oh, is it this you're talking about or this? So to avoid that, just turn it off. But it is a good way for you to learn from. So let's just go on and build a new topic. So I'll click on new topic and you can build from your bot framework composer. That has to do with something Azure, but you just go on and start from blank. And you can give this a name. So since we are I'll just name it order. Since is want to take orders, right? Want to take orders. So you need to add trigger phrases and nothing less than 5 to 15 trigger phrases. That is what should start up the conversation. So I can have place an order. I can have sorry, I can have order I can have I want to buy, so I want to buy a product. So I can just have product as well. And then finally I can just have purchase an item. So mind you, so this is so this is 5. So with that, I'm good to go. I can move on. So I created a trigger phrase, and this is the trigger phrase. This is what starts the conversation. That is, the person wants to buy order, wants to make an, wants to buy a product, wants to, purchase something. So I can now go on and, ask him or ask the person of what is your name? You want to get the name of the customer. So, and yeah, okay. Sorry, police. Okay, so you're asking the customer what the name is, right? So then, I'm sorry, this is to show a message. I made a mistake. Sorry. This is to show a message. You can delete this. That comes by default. So what I want to do is not show a message. I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question. That what is your name? What is your name? And under here, under this thing, this is where you can now pick. Sorry, this is where you can now pick that entity, right? You can now pick whatever you want to pick from this place, the person's name. So I can pick the entire response. That is, show the entire response. Let me just show you or explain what I mean by this. So I'll pick this entire response and I would now show a message. So show a message means you just want to display the message. And this message, I would display this. So each time you ask a question, the response that is coming in is being stored, right? And at the moment it's stored as var here. So I'll just put maybe var name to make it more understandable. Then I'll come here and show what that name is, that var name. And now let's save this. Okay, so let me ask that question. So we have our trigger phrase as what products. So let me just copy products and I'll put a product here. Then I have, what is your name? I am Toby. Sorry, I am, or my name is Toby rather. My name is Toby. And I send this. So you can see that it's showing me now that my name is Toby because I'm displaying that message. But if I come back here and I pick name, I have to save this again. Always remember you have to save this. And I come back and I put products. And I write that same thing. My name is Toby. And I send this. You can see how it picks just Toby. Yes, I wrote my name is Toby, but because I've told you that the entity I need is just the name of the customer, it's intelligent enough to go pick just that entity. So that is what entity is all about. This is just to give you an example of what entity is all about. All right, so I can just ask, what is your name? Then it gives me the name. Then I can just show a message. So I'll just edit this and delete this. Okay, I can just leave it there. All right. Thank you. And I put the person like, thank you, Toby. Then I go to the next line, or I give a space, and what is your email address? Sorry, I'm asking a question. So I can show this here, then thank you, Toby. Then I now ask another question. What is your email address? You can also come here and you have email, keep the email. And please, I like editing this because what comes out originally might not be interactive enough. So I'll just keep this as via email. So now he has given me the email. Then maybe I have just 3 products, right? So I can show a message again and tell thanks for yeah, thanks for giving an appropriate answer. Appropriate answer. Okay, so you might have a specific number of products you have. You would definitely want to show each of those products. So you can ask a question, then ask which of these products would you like to would you like to purchase? Okay, so which of these products would you like to purchase? And to make it more interactive, you can just use, instead of just asking, since we already have the person's name, we can just leverage the person's name and ask, Toby, which of these products would you like to, which of these products would you like to purchase? Instead of just asking which of these products would you like to purchase, this makes it more interactive because you already have that customer's name. And I can put the option, body products. You can have, there are different ones. So just rounding up very soon. Body products, food, and they just put luxuries. Or, sorry, let me just leave it as body product and food. Now you notice something has happened. It has created a condition. Because if the person picks a product, body product is a single product, right? I'll go on and say this. This created because of that third one, but I don't have the third one, so I'll just delete this and save this. Yeah. So this is your products. And now you can now start breaking this down into different ones that, under body products, which product again would you like to, so you can have another one again. Which of these body products? So let me just make it simple. I'll just put cream or lotion. So now let me just save this and let's ask our chatbot. So I will start from this very scratch. Hello. The customer comes and say hello. The bot comes and say, I am this. I would like and take your order. If you like to speak to an agent, let me know. How can I be of help? You can now write maybe purchase a product. Purchase a product. This automatically takes you to your second topic. Now, this first one was our first topic, greeting. This takes you to your second topic, and it now what's your name? So I can just say, my name is Tolu. Then it tells you, thank you, Tolu. What is your email address? So I'll just put a demo email address. Thank you for giving an appropriate answer. Which of these products would you like to purchase? So you can see how it has come down and it's now showing us what we have here. So because I have more things under here, I'll pick the body products. Once I pick body product, it now says which of these products, then it now brings you to your cream and your lotion. You can click on cream and what happens? It takes you to your cream. So at the moment, that is where our conversation ends and there's nothing under. So we can just have, let's assume we've ended this, because of our time. I can just, end the survey with end the survey. So end the survey allows you to capture if the customer, that is, it comes after you've ended that particular information or that particular conversation. So when the survey now allows the customer, oh, have this question been appropriately answered? Can you give us a rating for how this chatbot works? And this allows you better work on the chatbot. But before I end, let me just show a simple message and, like to the customer. So I'll just tell the customer whose name is Toby, that Toby, a an agent, an agent will send more information about this product, or about this product to your mail. And maybe you want to make it more interactive, you can let the customer see the mail that you've sent, which is the via mail. And I'll save this. And with that, I'm done for this particular conversation node. So mind you, you still need to go on and finish up for other ones. But just for our demo, let's just go on and play this from start to end. So now it goes on and you ask the question. And mind you, like I said, this is greeting. Immediately you type in the second one, which is purchase. Let me just put purchase. It takes you to the second conversation, which is this particular one. Oh, what is your name? Now I can just put my name is Toby. Or I can just put Toby. That captures my name because my name is actually Toby. So I don't have my name is Toby. It still picks that as my name. Then I would use a demo email. So the reason I'm writing like that is because if it is not an email format, it's going to notify you also. So I put in the email, which product do you want to purchase? I'll pick a body product. Which of these body products? I'll go for the cream. And now it shows me this, that, oh, Toby, an agent will send more information about this product, which is what I put it here. Then it shows me the mail I picked earlier. Then the end the conversation, you can see it has gone to another topic, which is end the conversation. So this is also another one like greeting. It exists there already. You don't have to start building. So you can, oh, did this bot answer your question? Oh, yes, it answered my question. Am I satisfied? I can now rate it that, oh, maybe not good enough, or maybe it's okay. Then, oh, can I help you with any other thing? If you type yes, it now asks you, oh, I'm listening. So you can now go on and start on that conversation, or else, you are done with that bot. And this, going back to my analytics, so this just to show you that going back to my analytics now, you just see a little show, though it's just a particular conversation I've had from start to finish. This just shows you an insight to, oh, this is what has happened on this bot. So, okay, last updated was 1 hour ago. So I've actually not published this. So I need to publish this and actually, push this out to a site, all of those, so that I can always view this conversation. So, but with that, this should help you start up, with the Power BI project. And mind you, there are a lot of things you can do. This is just one of the things you can do. I think with that, I've gone 5 minutes over my time. So I apologize for going 5 minutes over my time. Thank you very, very much. So I will take questions. Yeah. That's all right.
Yes, thank you, Yusuf, for the session. That was really interesting and resourceful. I hope everyone here was able to grasp what you've been trying to be sharing. And if there is any of you having questions, please do drop it in the chat box. And I would like to remind you about the attendance form to be filled to receive the certificate of participation. And the recording will be shortly available in our YouTube channel. Let's give them 1 to 2 minutes to type up the question.
All right. So, and
Okay.
Okay, so okay. So for I see a question about how can we integrate this into a web page. So I'll just go back to the bots. So which of them? Okay, yeah. So like I said, this has not been integrated yet. So that's why you've not seen any updates. It's still within our test environment, right? So that they are saying updated 1 hour ago. We've not pushed this. Okay. So talking about publish, I'll click on publish, then I'll publish this. So I would, I'll make a change to that. So this would actually push, all of these recent ones that we just did. It's going to push it out because at the moment, what we have out is that previous one that was created by default. So push this out, and this will just take a minute. Then you can see here, this is a demo website. And this is because, let me just click on this. So this is a website where you can go on and test. Yeah. So this is a site where you can just go on and test. And, it's just similar to what we have there. This is going to look like on your website. So this is how your chatbot is going to look like. So this is a demo website that they've done for you to let you see how it's going to interact. Now, for pushing to a third party, I don't have the license to do that. So I won't be able to push to any of all of this at the moment. But once you have all of this information, the app ID, all of this information, for example, Facebook, or if it's a demo website, once you have all of this information and the required license, then it's something you can just push out. So it's as easy as that. So just type in the message and you push it out. So, but like I said, I don't have the license. This is my developer environment and just for me to test. I don't know if that answers your question, Habib. Okay, so I think I'm seeing another question on the WordPress. So WordPress is also a website, so it works similarly to what I just showed you. So once you have the adequate license, you can just push it out, and you can then use it from there. Okay, thanks, Abib. Then how can you learn more about this? Microsoft Learn is a very good place I push people to, I tell people to go to. So Microsoft Learn. So you can just go to Google and type Microsoft Learn. So I refer to this as a Microsoft University. So you can this Microsoft Learn. So it's the first one. So just click on it. And you can now type in the Power Virtual Agent. Yeah. So once you get here, just type in Power Virtual Agent. Yeah. So you can see Power Virtual Agent here and search. So it gives you an intro. So you can see introduction to Power Virtual Agent. But I'll just copy this and drop it on the chat. I'll drop this on the chat. Yeah, so I've dropped that on the chat. So this is a very good way to start. So this takes you topic by topic, and it shows you how you can start using this, like I said, topic by topic. And also, it shows you the view. And at the end of the training, you also see a practical part. So once you're done with this, it takes you to the next topic. And this is a very good way to start learning the tool. Okay. All right. You're welcome.
Okay, I think we are done with the questions. I see no more
All right.
question that is related. Okay. Thank you, Yusuf, for the session, and it was
Yeah,
wonderful to be
thanks for having
having
me.
you with us. And looking forward to have you again in the community on another topic.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me. So I will stop sharing. And you can always link up with me on LinkedIn, Oluwatobi Yusuf, and on Twitter at Oluwatobi Yusuf _. So I'll stop sharing and give over the slide to the organizer. Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, you can, if you want, you can share your links in the chat box so that they can come there
Okay.
and follow you.
All right. So I'll just share that and just get that from the presentation slide.